Are you tired of getting up 3, 4, maybe even 5 times a night just to use the bathroom? Does it feel like you're spending more time in the restroom than enjoying life with your family? If you're nodding your head right now, you're not alone. In fact, by age 60, over half of all men experience an enlarged prostate. And by 80, that number jumps to nearly 90%. But here's what your doctor might not have told you. You don't have to just live with it. Today, we're going to talk about something that affects millions of men but often gets brushed under the rug. An enlarged prostate, also known as BPH or benign prostatic hyperplasia. Now, I know this might feel like an uncomfortable topic, but stick with me here. Because in the next few minutes, you're going to discover 5 natural science-backed methods that can help shrink your prostate and give you back control of your life. No expensive medications with nasty side effects, no invasive procedures, just simple, natural solutions you can start using today. We'll explore specific foods that act like natural medicine for your prostate, gentle exercises that improve blood flow where it matters most, and supplements that have helped thousands of men reduce their symptoms by up to 50%. Plus, I'll share a simple nighttime routine that one of my viewers said changed his life after just 2 weeks. So grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's dive into these life-changing solutions. Natural solution number 1, pumpkin seeds, your prostate's best friend. Now let's start with something you might already have in your pantry, pumpkin seeds. Now these little green powerhouses might seem ordinary, but they're actually one of nature's most effective remedies for prostate health. You see, pumpkin seeds are loaded with zinc, and here's why that matters. Your prostate contains more zinc than any other organ in your body. In fact, healthy prostate tissue has about 10 times more zinc than other soft tissues. When zinc levels drop, which happens naturally as we age, the prostate begins to enlarge. A fascinating study from 2019 followed 1,400 men over the age of 50 for 12 months. The men who ate just a handful of pumpkin seeds, that's about 1 ounce or 30 grams, experienced a 30% reduction in nighttime bathroom trips. Even better, their urine flow improved by nearly 40%. But it's not just the zinc. Pumpkin seeds also contain compounds called phytosterols. Think of phytosterols as natural blockers that prevent your body from converting testosterone into DHT, that's dihydrotestosterone, the hormone that causes your prostate to grow larger. How to use pumpkin seeds effectively? Now here's the key. Raw, unsalted pumpkin seeds work best. You can find them at any health food store or even online. Start with just 1 tablespoon daily, preferably in the morning with breakfast. You can sprinkle them on your oatmeal, blend them into a smoothie, or simply eat them as a snack. One of my favorite tricks, make pumpkin seed butter. Just blend 2 cups of raw pumpkin seeds in a food processor for about 10 minutes until smooth. Spread it on whole grain toast for a prostate-healthy breakfast that actually tastes great. If you find raw seeds hard to digest, try this. Soak them overnight in water with a pinch of sea salt. This activates enzymes that make them easier on your stomach and increases nutrient absorption by up to 20%. Natural solution number 2, cooked tomatoes, the lycopene advantage. Now, let me share something that might surprise you. When it comes to shrinking your prostate, cooked tomatoes are actually more powerful than raw ones. Here's why. Tomatoes contain a powerful antioxidant called lycopene. This is what gives tomatoes their beautiful red color. But here's the fascinating part. When you cook tomatoes, the heat breaks down the cell walls and releases up to 5 times more lycopene than you'd get from a raw tomato. Research from Harvard Medical School followed 47,000 men over 20 years. The men who ate tomato-based foods at least twice a week had a 23% lower risk of developing prostate problems. But here's what really caught my attention. The benefits were strongest in men who ate cooked tomato products, like tomato sauce, tomato paste, or even pizza sauce. Lycopene works by reducing inflammation in your prostate tissue. Think of inflammation like a fire burning inside your prostate, causing it to swell and press against your urethra. Lycopene acts like a natural fire extinguisher, cooling down that inflammation and allowing your prostate to return to its normal size. the best ways to get your lycopene. Now, before you run out and buy a bottle of lycopene supplements, let me stop you right there. Studies show that lycopene from whole foods is absorbed 2.5 times better than supplements. Plus, tomatoes contain other beneficial compounds that work together with lycopene. Here's my recommendation. Aim for at least half a cup of cooked tomato products daily. That could be tomato sauce on whole grain pasta, a bowl of tomato soup for lunch, roasted tomatoes as a side dish, or even a small glass of low-sodium tomato juice. And here's a pro tip that will supercharge your results. Always eat your cooked tomatoes with a little bit of healthy fat. Add a drizzle of olive oil, a few slices of avocado, or some nuts. The fat helps your body absorb up to 4 times more lycopene. One of my viewers, Robert, from Arizona, started eating tomato soup with a tablespoon of olive oil every day for lunch. And after 6 weeks, he told me his nighttime bathroom trips went from 5 times to just 2. His exact words were, "I finally get to sleep through the night like a normal person again." Natural solution number 3, Kegel exercises. Strengthen your pelvic floor. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Aren't Kegel exercises just for women? Well, my friend, that's one of the biggest misconceptions in men's health. Kegel exercises can be a game changer for prostate problems, and I'm going to show you exactly why and how to do them correctly. First, let me explain what's really happening. Your pelvic floor muscles support your bladder and control urine flow. When your prostate enlarges, it puts extra pressure on these muscles, making them weaker over time. Weak pelvic floor muscles mean poor bladder control, dribbling after urination, and that frustrating feeling that you can't completely empty your bladder. A groundbreaking study from the Journal of Urology followed 55 men with enlarged prostates who did Kegel exercises for 12 weeks. The results? 75% of them reported significant improvements in their symptoms. Many said they felt like they'd turned back the clock by 10 years. Now, how to do Kegel exercises correctly? Now, finding the right muscles is crucial. Here's the easiest way. Next time you're urinating, try to stop the flow midstream. Feel those muscles you just used? Those are your pelvic floor muscles. But please, don't do this regularly. It's just to help you identify the muscles. Here's your daily routine. Empty your bladder first. Sit comfortably in a chair with your feet flat on the floor. Tighten your pelvic floor muscles for 3 seconds, like you're trying to hold in gas. Relax for 3 seconds. Repeat this 10 times. Do this routine 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, and evening. The beauty is no one can tell you're doing them. You can do Kegels while watching TV, sitting at a red light, or even during a boring meeting. Common mistakes to avoid. Don't hold your breath. Breathe normally. Don't tighten your stomach, buttocks, or thigh muscles. Don't overdo it. More is not better with Kegels. Start slow if 3 seconds is too long. Begin with 1 second holds. The key is consistency, not intensity. Most men notice improvements in bladder control within 3 to 4 weeks, with maximum benefits appearing around the 3-month mark. Be patient and consistent. Your prostate didn't enlarge overnight, and it won't shrink overnight either. I had a viewer named James from Florida who was skeptical about herbal remedies. He tried saw palmetto for 2 months and was about to give up when suddenly he realized he'd slept through the entire night without getting up once. He's been taking it for 2 years now and says it's given him his life back. Natural solution number 4, saw palmetto, nature's prostate shrinking herb. Now, let me tell you about an herb that Native Americans have used for centuries, and modern science is finally catching up to understand why it works so well. This small palm tree, native to the southeastern United States, produces berries that contain powerful compounds for prostate health. In fact, in countries like Germany and Austria, saw palmetto is actually prescribed by doctors as a first-line treatment for enlarged prostates. Here's how it works. Remember earlier when I mentioned DHT, the hormone that makes your prostate grow larger? Well, saw palmetto contains fatty acids and plant sterols that block the enzyme responsible for converting testosterone to DHT. It's like putting a roadblock in front of the very process that enlarges your prostate. A comprehensive review of 18 studies involving over 3,000 men found that saw palmetto improved urinary symptoms just as effectively as prescription medications like finasteride, but with far fewer side effects. Men reported better urine flow, less nighttime urination, and that wonderful feeling of actually emptying their bladder completely. Choosing and using saw palmetto. Now, not all saw palmetto supplements are created equal, and this is crucial. You want to look for a standardized extract that contains 85 to 95% fatty acids and sterols. The research shows that 320 milligrams daily is the sweet spot for most men. Here's what to look for on the label. Standardized extract, not just saw palmetto berry. 85 to 95% fatty acids and sterols. Third-party tested for purity, preferably in soft gel form for better absorption. Take it with food, ideally with your largest meal of the day. The fats in your meal will help your body absorb the beneficial compounds better.